Good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday. Uh, it's Natalie K. Owens, and just here to share with you tonight a little bit. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Tracy, I see you. Come on in, you guys. Glad you guys could join me tonight. Just excited about everything that's going on. I hope you guys are excited about whatever is happening in your life. And if you're not excited about it, find something to be excited about. But you deserve to be excited. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be living your best life. So find out what makes you happy and get it done. Do it. You get one life to live. And I say live your best life while you can. Tomorrow's not promised. So live your best life while you can. So tonight I want to share with you, there is no plan B, right? There is no plan B. There is no plan B. So if you have all these options before you, you shouldn't have too many options. Too many options are distracting. So there is no plan B. So be mindful of that. All righty. So we're going to talk about it tonight. What is plan B? We know we set out and we make these goals. It's kind of a new year. We're all in a few weeks. We'll be at the end of January. But we start the new year, like I shared with you last week, with setting goals and having resolutions, either one that you choose. And we get started, we're excited about it, but midway we stop. We lose focus, we lose determination, we lose the desire to get it done. We just stop and we toss those goals to the side, and then we go back to our original plan or our original way of doing things. But tonight I want to talk to you about establishing a plan, deciding what you want for your life, getting a plan, setting some goals, and not being able to go to the next thing when you decide that you don't want to do this thing or you don't feel like it anymore. Or it's too hard, or you just don't want to try anymore. It's not exciting enough anymore. There is no plan B. All right. Tonight we're going to talk about it. There is no plan B. There's nothing else to revert to. So what you set up to do for your plan, whatever you set up to accomplish your goals, that's what we're going to stick with. Okay. So let me tell you this. What is plan B, Natalie? You're asking. If there is no plan B, what is plan B? Why do we go to plan B when we abort plan A? The first sign is plan B is the first sign that you aborted plan A. It's the first sign that you aborted plan A. It's like saying plan A is first, plan B is second. Second is the second loser, and losing is not in the game. Losing is not an option for us. So plan B is what you've resulted to or resolved to because you aborted your original plan. So what we will not do is abort our original plan. And in a few minutes, as I go down this lesson, I'm going to tell you why we don't abort. What is plan B? Plan B is your mind's valid excuse. So see, we make excuses, and what we do is we make excuses that are valid to us. And sometimes we make excuses and we tell them or share them with other people, and we get offended that other people don't accept our excuses. We get offended and we say things like, oh, so now you judging me. I just told you why I can't do it, and I told you why I don't feel like it, and I told you why this happens, and I told you I can't afford it, and I told you da-da-da-da-da. So we make up these excuses, and they're only valid in my own mind. And when I share it with somebody else, they don't receive it because they know it's an excuse. And we get hurt, we get offended because they're not receiving my excuse. And what they do know is you've aborted your first plan. Here you go again, starting all over. Here you go again, setting a great plan, getting excited, and going back to your same old thing. Here you go again, starting and stopping, starting a goal and not finish it. Here you are, excited about the new year, midway the new year, you letting it go. And the person that you shared it with, because they probably know you well, they know that this is your MO, this is your mode of operation. This is what you do. You start well, but you never finish. And so you take your valid excuse in your mind to somebody else, and they tell you, you know what, that's a cop-out. Here you go again. Okay, go ahead. That's your excuse. You always have an excuse. And we get offended by it. What is plan B? Plan B is permission to evacuate plan A. Well, that didn't work, so I'm going to just go on and do this. Well, that didn't work. So you know what? That really wasn't for me. So I'm going to just go on and do this. What is plan B? Plan B is, well, the Lord didn't want me to do that. Well, the Lord just redirected me. Why do we blame everything on the Lord? You know why we blame it on the Lord? Because the Lord's not going to come down and say, I didn't say that. I didn't tell them that. They're making an excuse. That's another reason for them to fail. I didn't tell them that. I don't know if I told you this last week, but what we do when we quit is we build these monuments of failure in our lives. And when you look around your life, you got all these little mounds of failure, stuff you started and stopped, stuff you picked up and you dropped it, signed up for the program, paid your money and didn't finish, bought the exercise equipment, talking to myself, and you don't use it. You know the infomercials that come on TV at 2 in the morning and you go, ooh, I need that. I need that. If I buy that, I'm going to chop, 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 chop. If I get that thing, boy, if I get that Instapot, I'm going to be healthy and lose weight. I'm going to cook everything in the Instapot. If I get that air fryer, I can still eat my fried chicken and I'm not eating fried food. I'm just going to air fry all the French fries and just eat all the French fries I want with my fried chicken that's not fried because it's air fried. You know how we sitting up and we watching the infomercials at 2 in the morning and we order all this stuff that we think we need and we get excited about it and then we get it and we don't use it. And I think I have an air fryer right now because I have 2 or 3. Some were gifts. And I bought one and it's sitting in the box right now in the laundry room on the shelf. And it's the nice one, the big XL, you could put pizza in. It can do all the stuff. But my plan B interrupts my plan A, so I never get to the purpose or the intent for which I purchased it. And that's what we do. Is permission. I give myself permission to not use it because I have a valid reason. I haven't had time to get to the air fryer to cook healthy things so that I can eat healthier, eat better, to lose weight. And so what happens is I keep making these valid excuses and giving myself these valid excuses in my mind and giving myself permission to abort my original plan because my original plan is too challenging, it's hard work, it's pushing me too hard, it's making me uncomfortable, and it's just things that I just don't want to do. I don't even know why I set these things as goals. I don't even know why I sat thinking, got excited about what I heard and listened to the video on somebody's YouTube. And I created this great plan for my life, and here it is, I'm aborting it because that's too much. Oh, you know what? I don't have time. What is plan B? Plan B is your go-to when you cop out on plan A. What is plan B? Plan B is the trophy for my lack of discipline. Plan B is the award that you get when you give up on yourself again. That's what plan B is. Plan B is when you step away from what you say you want to do for this year. Come on here, and you just go to that. Plan B is the plan without the rules. Plan B is the plan with no structure, no commitment, no discipline building, no focus in it. Plan B is the excuse. Plan B is my reason. Plan B is my go-to. Plan B is my hit it. It's there for me when I need it. When everybody else walks out on me and they don't understand why I'm quitting, plan B is always there. We even bring God into plan B. God understands. He knows my heart. He knows that I'm trying. Listen, trying isn't doing. Trying is not doing. Trying is a cop-out. Get it done. Just get it done. Just do it. So plan B is a major distraction. Plan B is a major distraction to plan A. And there should be no plan B. When I know I have an out, when I know I'm taking this path and there's an out, there's a gate, there's a door, there's a possibility, there's a parachute waiting for me, there's somebody that's there that will listen to my sorry excuses, we always take it. And plan B is not an option because there should be no plan B. 3 things I want to talk to you tonight about. 1, be determined, be aware, and then you need to decide. Be determined, be aware, and then you need to decide. So the first point is determine what you want. Determine what you want in your life. Before you set goals, before you get a plan, before you strategize how you want to go about something, determine what it is that you want in your life. And you know what's crazy, you guys? We spend a lot of time planning events. We plan birthday parties. We plan the prom for our children. We plan graduation parties. We plan weddings. We plan funerals. We plan to, go on a vacation. We plan who we want to go with. We plan what we're going to do when we get there, our excursions. We even prepay for the plan. Oh, look at this. We even prepay for the plan that's not even here yet. We plan so well for the external things. We plan so well for the moments. We don't sit to focus and think to plan our lives and determine what we want from life, to build a momentum, to build a movement, to create a movement. We plan for moments. We put a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort into moments. And here life is every day. Life shows up however it shows up. And we don't have a plan for life. So you got to sit down before you get to a plan, before you write down some goals. So see, look what happens. Some of us have written down goals and made resolutions, and we haven't even sat down to determine what we want from our lives. We don't even know what we want. It sounds good. I like that, Luke. Plan B is the side chick. I like that. The side piece. Yes, that's good. We don't even take the time to sit down to plan what we really want from our lives. We spend more time planning wedding days than we actually sit planning marriages. We sit down and we plan where we want our kids to go, but we don't have a plan to build great people. We don't even have a plan to build great people. We tell them what we heard other people say as parents, or what we heard our parents say as parents. But we don't even have a plan. We have to sit down and determine, what is it that I want from my life this year? Because most people live average lives, and they're sitting and they're waiting for life to come to them. And so however life shows up, most of the time, however life shows up, we're not prepared for it. We're not prepared mentally. We're not prepared spiritually. We're not prepared emotionally. We're not prepared financially. We're not prepared socially. We're not prepared. So if it's something negative that shows up, come on here, we're usually devastated. We're usually shaken by it. We're usually thrown off by it, because I didn't prepare spiritually for destruction. I didn't prepare spiritually for devastation. I didn't prepare spiritually for it. So now I'm all over the place. And the things that we really need to determine and prepare for, we don't have time for it. I just shared with somebody this morning. I said, you know what? You're where you are in your life because you actually chose this. Because you didn't prepare, you didn't have a plan for it. You get what you get. You get what you get. You didn't prepare for it. So you get what you get. And then we say, life isn't fair. I can't believe this happened to me. Why would this happen to me? Why me? Why not my neighbors? They don't do this and they don't do that. This shouldn't have happened to me. Why wouldn't it happen to you? Why shouldn't it happen to you? Why shouldn't it happen to you? When you've been living your life the whole time unprepared, just kind of going through the motions. And so you have to sit down and determine, what kind of life is it that I want? The first thing that you need to do after you determine the life that you want, set some SMART goals to help you accomplish that dream. Whatever it is, that desire for your life. Set some SMART goals. SMART goals need to be specific, detailed. Write down detailed goals. Well, I want to be a millionaire by the end of the year. Okay, and what's the plan? If you don't have a millionaire getting goal, you probably won't be a millionaire by the end of the year. That's easy to say. If you're not sure and exact that you're gonna win the lotto, you probably won't be a millionaire. See, it sounds good to put on paper. That's why I said sit down and determine it. It's a scripture in the Bible that says, consider the cost. And there was a man who built his house, started to build his house, and he didn't consider the cost. And midway through building, he had to stop And people walked by and talked about him, and he was embarrassed because he wanted to build a house like he saw of everybody else's, but he didn't consider the cost. And so when you sit down to determine what type of life you want, you've got to consider the cost. What kind of life is it that I want? What kind of goals do I need to set? Smart goals. They need to be smart goals. They need to be focused goals. They need to be real goals. So the first thing, they need to be specific. Make your goals detailed. Break that thing all the way down. These are my goals. They need to be specific. They need to be measurable. They need to compound. Your goals need to compound. If I do this, next week I do this, the week after I do this, and the week after I do this. And then next month I do this to add to last month's goals. They need to compound. They need to be measurable. And then your goals need to be challenging, but they need to be attainable. They need to be goals that you know you can accomplish, but they need to be goals that will challenge you to go to your next level, that will challenge you to establish good habits. Your goals need to be attainable, and then your goals need to be realistic. Don't lie to yourself. Don't write down what you heard somebody else write down. Don't write down what you think you should write down. Write down realistic goals. And then your goals need to have a time limit. In 90 days, I'm doing this. In my mentorship program, we have 90 days, and I have them bring me your 90-day goals. Not the goal for the whole year, because when you make goals for the entire year, you put them aside and you go, I got time. And that thing, procrastination shows up. Oh, I have time. No. Put a time limit on when you're going to accomplish this. I've determined the lifestyle I want. I've set smart goals, and then you need to devise a good plan. That plan needs to be a good plan, because that will be your only plan. Listen to me. There is no plan B. So once you determine what you want, you establish your goals, you need to devise a plan. Now, this is for your life, for this year, for this time period, right? And we're breaking our goals down 90 days at a time. So now you need to be prepared. You need to devise a good plan, because there will be no other options to go to another plan if this plan is not working for me, or if this plan is too challenging for me. Now, I want you to be mindful of this. Be prepared for potholes when you start to work your plan. You got your goals in place. You determine what you want, right? You devised a good plan, but guess what? I'm running into some potholes. I'm running into some potholes. It doesn't mean because you run into potholes, you stop driving, you stop moving, you abort the destination. Because you run into potholes, guess what you do? You revise your route. All you do is revise your route. All you do, if you hit a pothole after this and you see more ahead, you go around them. You just go around them. You just go around the potholes. You just make your way around the potholes. But you don't abort the assignment because of potholes. You don't abort the assignment because the plan isn't getting you excited emotionally. Sometimes the plan is hard work. When you set out to do it, sometimes the plan is hard work. Sometimes the plan is going to make you question who you are. So you got to revise the plan. First thing you need to do is determine what you want from life. Establish some smart goals, devise a good plan, and be prepared for potholes. And then if you do run into potholes, you revise the plan. But there is no plan B. We stay with plan A, and you can revise it as many times as you want to. But what you will not do is abort. You revise, you don't abort. The second point is beware of distractions, because distractions will show up. Look at this. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, and I thought about this today, whatever goals you set for yourself, you've got to eliminate all of the distractions that will prevent you from accomplishing your goal. Whatever it is that you set out to do, you've got to eliminate the distractions. What are the distractions? My own mind. What are the distractions, Natalie? What are the distractions that throw me off of my goals? Having no plan, making no schedule. Because some of us think, you know what, I got this. I don't need to be that detailed. People would tell me that in the empowerment class. I don't need to write a schedule. Yes, you do, because you waste time. Yes, you do. You waste time. You waste time. You just go to do this, and you wind up doing 7 other things. You need to write a schedule. You need to write a plan, because you get distracted. You drift. Your phone rings, and you get on the phone, and what you plan to do in the next 30 minutes goes out the door. Lose all the distractions. What are distractions? My own mind is a distraction. Having no plan, having no schedule. I tell people in mentorship, you need to schedule your day. Get something and write it down and post it where you can see it at 8 a.m., at 9:30, at 10:15, at 4 o'clock, at 8:30, 10:15 p.m., I'm going to bed. But look at what you've accomplished according to the schedule. Some of you need a plan, you need a schedule, because it's a distraction and you waste time. Some of us are procrastinators and we just waste time. What's another distraction? My own mind. My own mind. You don't need to do that, girl. You're tired. Just stop. Do it tomorrow. Start later. My own mind is a distraction. What's the distraction? Other people. Hey, what you doing? I just stopped by. Don't just stop by. I'm a stickler about people just stopping by. Don't just stop by. Don't just stop by. Call me first. Don't just stop by because I'm busy. And you would think I'm rude when I'm busy and you just stop by and I don't stop what I'm doing to entertain you. You shouldn't have just stopped by, because I got a schedule I'm trying to follow, a plan that I'm trying to follow, because I'm trying to do some things. And other people who don't have a plan, who haven't determined what they want from their lives, they are the greatest distractions. Be mindful of your circle, and I tell you this all the time. Be mindful of your circle. People that have no purpose, listen, are major distractions to people who do have purpose. Be mindful of that. Lose the distractions. And sometimes that's other people. That's your good friends that don't understand where you're going. They don't understand what you're doing, and they just want to get together and talk it up and chop it up and hang out. And they don't have a plan for their lives, and they want to interrupt yours. Distractions, right? What's another distraction? My own mind. Yeah, I've said it 3 times. This is the 3rd time. Because the greatest distraction of anything that can take you away is your own mind. When I'm just out walking and exercising, my mind is saying, girl, go back home, you're tired. And I'm really not tired, it's just that I don't want to. We use I'm tired in place of I don't want to, because 1, I don't know how to say no. 1, I don't want to quit. We use I'm tired as a cop-out. And it's a distraction, it's a major distraction. I'm tired. And it's a cop-out, it's a distraction. Lack of knowledge, lack of information, lack of know-how, lack of knowing what to do, how to do, when to do. It is a distraction, because when I don't know how to do, what to do, and when to do, I abort my plan and I go to what I'm comfortable with. So rather than aborting plan A and just going to something else, learn what to do, educate yourself, learn what to do, learn how to do, learn where to do, when to do, why to do. Just ask yourself some questions: who, what, where, when, how, and why. But get some information, get some knowledge to make yourself better. But don't abort. Lack of knowledge is a major distraction. And the last point, decide. You need to decide. First, we're going to determine, then we're going to determine what kind of life I want. Then we're going to be aware of distractions. And then we're going to decide to get rid of all other options. Decide means to kill off all other options. That suffix CIDE means the act of killing, and is used to form compound words like homicide, to kill a person, suicide, to kill yourself, genocide, to kill a race, right? Pesticide, to kill bugs, pest, CIDE. And so you need to decide. My husband broke this down so tough. You need to decide. You need to decide to kill off all other options, because when I have options, I waste time. When I have too many options, I blow it. When I have too many options, I get distracted. When I have too many options, I drift. When I have too many options, I get lazy. When I have too many options are the doorway to quit. Too many options are a pathway down, right back down that road to do nothing. Too many options are a distraction to just give up on what you purpose to do, what you plan to do. Focus your life and be determined this year. Listen, you got to do something different. You got to get more from life. So you got to decide to kill off all the other options. Get rid of them. We have a problem with cutting things off, cutting off people, cutting off our old way of thinking, cutting off bad habits, cutting off the way we do things, cutting off, cutting off all of the things that make us comfortable. We have a hard time. We wrestle with getting rid of, cutting off, deciding to let those things go. We have a hard time to let go of what has made us comfortable all of our lives, but it hasn't made us better. And at some point in your life, you got to want better for you. You got to say, you know what, I created this plan. This is what I want for my life, and I'm going hard in the paint. There is no plan B. I have no other option. I can't go back. I can't quit. I'm not giving up, because when I give up on me. I don't give up on anybody else. I give up on myself. I quit on myself. Yes, I can go tell my excuses to 100 people that will believe it. Well, you need to rest. You need time. Girl, everybody needs a break every now and then. You can go find 20 people that will accept your excuses. But at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, guess what? You haven't accomplished anything. And you had all these people to buy into your excuses who accepted you quitting and you not meeting your goal. And it got you where? Nowhere. Got you nowhere. There is no plan B. Listen, there is no plan B. There are no other options. And what helps me not to abort to plan B is, you know what? I'm worth it. I'm worth kicking myself in the butt to get things done. I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I know my value. I know my worth. And I'm worth putting in the time, staying up late at night, getting my butt out there and walking. I'm worth it. And you got to tell yourself, I'm worth it. For once in your life, be worth it to you. For once in your life, do something for you and stop doing everything for everybody else. For once in your life, tell yourself, you know what? I'm worth it. And I'm going to make this happen. I've probably aborted a whole lot of other stuff and cut, and stopped and started. But this year I'm doing something different. I'm worth it. And I'm going to crush my goals. I don't have anybody to blame if I don't. Listen, there is no plan B. There are no other options. And you have to see yourself valuable enough to establish, to determine what you want for your life, to get some goals to set it up, to get a structured plan to follow. And if that plan is not working, you reroute, you don't abort. You don't go back home, you reroute it, you revise it, but you don't quit. And you got to keep telling yourself, this is hard, this is challenging, this is too much. It might be costing me some money, might be costing me some sleep, might be costing me some time, but in the end, this is going to pay off. This is going to work for my good. It has to work for my good, because it's what I planned and structured for me. It's what God gave me for me. So it has to work. It has to work. It has to work. I have no other options. I can't quit. All right? There is no plan B. Keep that in mind. There is no plan B. And you're worth whatever you determine you want from your life. You're worth it. And there's nothing too big. If you're willing to work for it, if you're willing to set some goals, get a plan to make it happen, there's nothing too big. Go get it. Qualifications don't matter. Qualify yourself to get where you want to go. You're worth it. You're worth it. And all you have to do is see value in yourself to add value to yourself, and you'll make it happen. All right? Listen, I thank you guys for watching tonight. This went by really, really quick. I want to tell you, Friday is the deadline for A Lady in Her Bags. If you haven't gotten your tickets, but I want to share this with you. Get your tickets before noon on Friday, but we'll be wrapping it up at the end of the week. All right? Also, I got some things coming down the pipe. A lady of legacy wives. Lady of legacy wives. So if you are married and you want to chop it up with some married women to just go higher, to live a legacy, to walk in your legacy as a wife, I have some information coming out soon. I'll get all that information out to you guys on next week. I'll share that with you guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Keep in mind, there is no plan B. Stay focused on your goals. Stay focused on your plan and go make it happen, okay? Love you guys. God bless you guys, and you have a great night. Bye-bye.